We are live. Good evening, everybody. Happy Thursday evening. Hope you've all had an amazing week so far, and we're only one day away from the weekend. So, listen, I know this is slightly different tonight from what we normally have and what we normally do, the guests we're on, because there's a slightly different vibe tonight. And I've got a very special guest who I'm going to introduce in a moment called Nicola, who is on this side or this side. I can never remember which way it goes round. You can tell I'm not very young and digital and confident. You can tell that from the start. And the main theme of tonight is to try and get a point across. Sorry, put my teeth back in. That there was a gap in the network marketing industry where young people were, but network marketing couldn't touch. And I think that was recognized for quite some time. And Oriflame's done something absolutely incredible by asking the young people, what is it you want? And the answer was what we're going to find out from tonight. So, Nicola, thank you so much for joining us. You look like you are in a car, something. Where have you just been? What have you just been up to?
So I've just finished work. I'm a dance and singing teacher by trade, and we've had our aerial silks class tonight. So literally hopped in the car and ready to go, ready to talk all things Oriflame and Origin.
That's cool. So you're a teacher?
Yeah.
What do you teach again? What did you say?
So I'm a dance, singing and aerial arts teacher. So it's like a performing arts school. Okay.
I have a question. What is aerial arts? Because I have no idea.
You know, like the cruise ships and the circus performances where people are suspended from the ceiling on silks, hoops and things.
What?
I teach that.
No way. Yeah. That's amazing. That is cool. I never knew that. Well, there you go. There's a school day every day for everybody. That's amazing. So what age groups do you teach?
So my oldest student tonight has been on 50s. So 50s up on the silks, yeah.
What? 50s
I know, she's
on the
very
silks?
impressive.
Wow. I mean, there's hope for me yet. I'm only a couple of years away from it, but there's hope for me yet. So coming to a silk aerial class near you, you're welcome. Oh, that's amazing. So how long have you been doing that?
So I've been doing that class for about 3 years, and I've been where I am for about 4 now.
Fantastic. Oh, nice. Well, so you're a teacher by trade, but you've got a little bit of a trick up your sleeve, haven't you? So you obviously you're part of Oriflame, same as me, and you've started something, a bit of a trend, haven't you? I talked earlier about that gap. What do you feel that gap was? Because obviously they've lowered the age now. What was it for you that made you just go, this is a bit of me, I want to run with this?
Yeah, so I think the gap for network marketing is now I don't want to call it old or anything, but the stereotype
God, it's fine. It's fine. No one's watching.
Stereotype catalog sales, door to door, in-person parties. That was all very much, and even when I joined, that was very much what the uplines were telling you to do. Okay. And I was like, well, I can't do that. And nobody my age is going to want to just come round and try a load of products. They all Elf, Sephora, Fenty Beauty. Nobody's going to want to come and try something that looks like an Avon catalogue, even though we know ours are much better. So that for me, I was like, well, how do I even do this? How do I get any of this across to my friends? Because of course I had my mum's friends and other parents who of course wanted to support me, but that's not who I wanted to sell to as my predominant market. I wanted to show that actually I wear Oriflame makeup for my gigs. I do performance and singing gigs and things as well. And that's all Oriflame. It's not any other brand. I wear that and I wanted to show how good it actually is. And then they launched Origin Community. They lowered the age to 16 to join, which I just think was such a phenomenal moment because all of a sudden this opportunity was open to a whole other network of people. Yeah. And I personally made myself really poorly during my GCSEs. It's something that not everybody knows, but I didn't eat, I didn't sleep, I just revised. I got great grades, but it ruined me. The stress of an exam, oh my goodness, not good. So the fact that I'm like, okay, I knew that I couldn't do A levels because that would have just tipped me over the edge further. So I knew I needed to go down that like vocational route, which is hence the dance, the singing, and everything. Yep. So I went and trained in that. And at the time, obviously, there was Body Shop and things like that. And I wasn't old enough to do that.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, that would be great for me to get a bit of extra income, like to pay for like that and things like that whilst I moved away, because I moved away at 16. So we did it under my mum's name cheekily. Like my mum had like her name on the thing and I ran the business, you know, like, so I was at college and then I'd come home and I'd film myself doing like little videos and put it on the Facebook group and get the orders through that way. So already, and I'm sure there was so many other teenagers like that just joined in with their parents or nudged their parents to give it a go because they wanted the freebies, because who doesn't love a free product, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, so that was kind of what I did. And then I got old enough. I then obviously was getting towards my big exams. So I left network marketing, I suppose, although I never really officially was in it, but, you know. And then, yeah, I said no to Oriflame 5 times. I'm sure Lisa has told many people that. And then joined, and I was just like, wow, this is incredible. And when Origen was first announced as an idea, I was so excited. And now with like TikTok being such a massive thing, like social media is the driving force for this like 16 to 25-year-old generation to really build an income, but also build life skills as well. And I'm just beyond excited.
It's really cool. I mean, I get what you're saying. I feel it was a massive necessary move by Oriflame to remain current, because I understand what you're saying in the beginning. You know, it could be very seen as a knock on door catalog stuff, and I think there's still a place for that. But you're right in saying if we want to move with the times, we've got to listen to what people want to do. Those people that are coming in. So one, lowering the age to 16. Great idea. And 2, having that digital platform, which is something I want to talk about now. Why do you feel now that like young people learning digital skills, why do you think that's a big advantage for them now, and using Oriflame as a vehicle for that?
So everything is digital now. The first thing you get when you apply for a job, they look you up on Facebook. They don't wait to receive your email with your like CV or anything. They see your name come in and they want to know you straight away. They want a window in. And I know that's what quite a few of my previous workplaces have done. They just look you up because they want to know. They want to know who you are.
I didn't think they were allowed to do that.
Well, they have. But then I suppose if you're public, you're out there, aren't you? You're like, there's nothing to, you can't hide anything if you've got a public set-in profile. So, you know, I know that in myself and students I teach, because I've got teenagers, they're all being asked to create these profiles, these CVs. They're being given these, like, being told they need to do this, but they don't know why they need to do this yet, because I think schools still shield them from this digital world, even though it is so prominent. Like, how do you look something up? We go on TikTok now, right? Like, I don't remember the last time I looked up a recipe on Google. I went on TikTok, like, you know, because it looks better. Like,
yeah, well, it's funny you mentioned that, right? Because before we came on, I made dinner, and I've never made a dinner like this. And do you know where I got the recipe from? TikTok. And it was a really cheap lasagna. Chuck everything in a pan, chuck the pasta sheets in, and my internal chef brain is going, no, but I did it and it was banging. We've got a 13-year-old at home, right? He's the youngest. He's upstairs in his bedroom now, and I get what you mean by him being, you know, the younger generation. He's 13 now, so he's, you know, in a couple of years' time he's going to be 16. So I get the point you're saying about it's everywhere. You can't hide away from this digital age. What kind of people do you think this, like, you know, selling beauty, cosmetics and stuff like that on through TikTok or social media, what kind of person do you think that attracts to, or, you know, would want to do that?
So I think when you look at it from an outside perspective, you think the people it's going to attract is the already outgoing beauty lover, you know, that kind of personality. But really, I think it can attract the like diamond in the roughs and like the dark horses too a little bit. Very because good. selling is everywhere, and I'm not just talking about product. Selling is a life skill. You learn how to sell yourself in an interview, or sell yourself on a university application, or in a presentation, or in a job. Like my job as an example, I sell myself to parents every day. Like, if I don't prove that I'm worth to be teaching that child, that's me done, you know?
Yeah.
Like, selling is not just about selling that product, it's just everywhere. So I think attracting those people who want that little bit of extra confidence, and of course an income. Like, jobs now say you need experience before you go work for them, but how are you going to get that experience if nobody will ever hire you with that same like rule or perspective? So that confidence, that like creative and problem solving ideas, you know, we're constantly in this network marketing within Oriflame as well. We're problem solvers. If a customer asks us, what do you have for this? We're solving a problem for them. We're giving them a service. So I do think it has the potential to attract anybody who wants to improve those skills, as well as your typical, like, might want to do hairdressing, has a real keen interest, or follows lots of beauty influencers on TikTok and buys lots from TikTok Shop. How could they be a part of that and earn a little bit? Yeah.
So what do you say? Like, obviously, because I've used Instagram for quite a while. That's the platform I really, really love. Me and Santa have just dipped into TikTok. It's still a weird place. I still find it a bit odd for me. Maybe it's an age thing. But we love Facebook as a platform, and we love Instagram as a platform. You know, we've built up a following over a number of years. If somebody's watching this and they've got hardly anybody following on TikTok, hardly anybody following them on any social media platform, do you think that's going to stop them from starting?
I think it could be a blocker. I'd like to think that they would be able to reach out to whoever is nearby them to maybe ask for a little bit of advice. I can totally get that a following can be a blocker in that mind, but also, like, it's a following is built by being authentically yourself, you know. So if your account remains inactive because you're afraid to start, then you're never going to know, like, what could have been if you had just posted that video, you know. I mean, I cleaned up my account, to be fair, when Oriflame Shop was like announced it was coming to TikTok. I was like, okay, maybe just need to like check some of these things, like maybe get rid of a few of the goofy dance videos and stuff that first got me a few followers. But I'm still quite new to it. Like, I've only just achieved my 1,000 followers because I had to have a real mindset shift in that sense, because I'd seen it as like, get off your phone, you're in class, like, stop being on TikTok, or stop doing a TikTok dance, I'm trying to teach you. Like, I'd seen it as a real like negative rabbit hole. But what I would say is, if you've got those platforms and you're not necessarily posting on them to get followers, but you're on them and you're passively scrolling, like, we all know the danger of a doom scroll, like half an hour's gone, like in no time, isn't it? Why not turn that into something productive that could literally be, and when I say change your life, I don't mean give you buckets of money like instantly, quickly. And 16 to 25-year-olds, are they really going to look for that? Probably not. Like, because I would still say absolutely, like, college, university, work, whatever it is you want to do, like, still go through that pathway, that journey. But the friendships I have made, and I feel like that's a big thing, the community Oriflame is something I would not have had if I hadn't have said yes. And it's something I'm continuing to get by building this following, by being authentically me, by posting. So I think, although initially it could be a bit of a blocker, I'd hope it would not stop them from at least wondering what if.
Yeah, I could totally agree with that. And I think you're right. It's sometimes the first step is always the scariest, isn't it? To be able to go, okay, I've got an account, but you've got to start somewhere. And what I've noticed the difference between TikTok and other platforms, TikTok's quite rough and ready. You know, they don't necessarily want that polished person.
Oh, no, they don't want
X amount of followers. They just want you to be real, to get on there and say, right, this is get ready with me. Bum, 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 bum. And then just, you know, because that's what I see. Is, am I right in saying that, you know, the best kind of way of showing a product is maybe by using it and showing it and talking about it? Is that probably the best way to describe it?
Yeah, absolutely. They do. TikTok especially is short, attentive, like content. Nobody wants to sit there and watch this beautifully curated like video that looks like an advert. Like, you know, they want to see authentically you. They want to see the highs and the lows, which I loved your live the other day. Oh my goodness, your gua sha like
Honestly, that should go
But they want
viral,
to see
really.
that. But they want to see things like that. They want you to, and they want to feel like they're in the room with you trying that product as well. So they want to know whether it feels weird, whether it smells rank or nice, or, you know. So, yeah, absolutely. Showing that you're using those products, people are going to trust your results and your experiences rather than going, this has 5-star rating. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, so I've got a question for you. As a parent myself, obviously, you know, I've got a son, probably not, won't necessarily apply to a son, but if there's somebody watching this who's got a 16-year-old daughter, you know, there may be some, I guess, fears from an older adult's perspective of, okay, I know my child uses social media. I'm not sure about them getting into it for a work purpose. What kind of safeguards is there in place for children who start at 16 years old to be able to come onto a digital marketing platform and be able to learn and be safe? What is there put in for that?
So I know that within Oriflame and Origen itself, we talk about obviously like who you follow is down to you. Like, you know, you've got to, and of course, when you join at 16 to 18, we ask parent and guardian permission as Oriflame as a company requires that. So if any 16 to 18-year-old wants to join, the parent has to consent to that. And within that, you know, the parent is consenting, okay, I know they're going to be putting themselves out there on social media. And I would just say, like, talk, like, as a parent, talk to your child. If you want to respect their wishes to start their own little business and see if they can earn something, but you don't want them to be public, that's fine. Like, say, actually, I'd really appreciate it if you just kept it as friends only, or had a private Facebook group or Instagram, or had a private TikTok account and, you know, have your friends on there, but maybe not have it public, and we can maybe revisit it. And I think having those open conversations and that open communication, treat them like an adult, I think is a really important thing. Like, although we know then they are the young adult, they're 16 to 18, they, you know, as parents, I'm not a parent, but I know my mom is deadly protective, so I can imagine if I like is, as a parent, I think you need to be respectful but also be protective, and that open communication and being willing to have that conversation with them is quite important, because then they know you're supporting them, but also you are still like concerned for them. And then of course 18, I'm afraid they have, you know, they can make their own decisions things public, but you know, Oriflame do control that in that sense, that 16 to 18 parent permission needs to be given. You know, our Ori shows, our you know, the conferences, the Origen 16 to 18-year-olds were invited to bring a parent to accompany them, or they had their upline accompany them as well. So there was that safeguarding around our like events where we're all together in this lovely community. And of course, like, all of the Zooms are recorded, so any of the recordings, like the like campaign kickoffs and things, that's all recorded by head office, so you know that the language and things like that are being monitored to make sure things are being like safe in that way.
Nice. Yeah, because I know for a fact that I've got some people that, you know, my friends and that, and they're you know, younger children, you know, 16, 18, and looking at this, because I think, you know, maybe doesn't affect the younger guys so much, you know, but maybe the younger, the girls that want to try this kind of thing out. Would you say that, you know, this goes particularly well if they're looking to get maybe into beauty, or maybe if they're getting into, you know, like thinking about going to college, to some beauty academy? Would this be a nice little sideline as well?
100%, because you know, if you're interested in it, like show that again. Like I said, people Google you, which they shouldn't, but they do. Like it's just, it happens. Like every, you
Mm,
know, it's out there. So why would they not if they've got a list of people? Like be present and be showing off that you actually are learning these beauty techniques. Like why would you not want to, if you're studying at college doing a beauty course, why would you not want to like show the beauty tips you've learned that maybe
yeah.
the rest of us Oriflamians have no idea? Like I just slap my makeup on, I don't know anything, I
Me
just
too.
put it on.
Me too. That's all I do. Just whack it on. Santa goes crazy when I use her stuff. But
But yeah, 100%. If they're interested in beauty, you know, hair, like even things like massage, like anything within that beauty and like wellness, like world, not only are you going to build your confidence in terms of talking to people, which I think confidence, I'm going to keep coming back to that word because it's such an important life skill
yeah,
that I just think this opportunity gives you, regardless of the income. Because, of course, you've got the like the £19 setup, but you don't have to buy any products if you don't want to. Like that can all be paid for by customers like trying things, you know. And we have so many fabulous incentives that you can pretty much get your like round of products that you're going to use for demos anyway by selling and trying things. But confidence is just my main like big thing. Like if you're interested in that world as a career, build your confidence through this. Like build it now before you apply to that college or before you look into that course anymore, because literally like in your bedroom with your best friend, like with your makeup, and it doesn't have to be Oriflame to start. You can just say like, hi, I'm here to show you what I've learned so far about like contouring or face foundation. I'm really excited to see how the Oriflame foundation compares to my current foundation. Like I think it's a real opportunity for the 16s 25s. I think comparisons are going to be really big on TikTok. And I'm going to bring it back to TikTok because of course we all know bigger brands, so I think use that to your advantage. Like, okay, I've been using Olaplex like for my hair, well I'm going to try this now and see, like give you an honest review, because people are going to love that. They're going to love that authentic like review of things.
I think it's I totally agree with that. I you know, when you see that review, I think testimonials as well, like stories sell and facts tell, and that story that you tell about that product, if it's from a personal perspective, I think is going to go absolutely crazy. And like you say, that confidence, I think that's one of the key words for tonight, from tonight's talk between you and I, is confidence. Because I do feel when I look at the younger generation, and even saying that, it makes me want to feel sick in my mouth that I've just said that word, the younger generation. Oh my days. Right. Younger people, like my youngest son's age now, 13 coming up, right? I feel they've got a lack of confidence in going out, talking to other humans, especially adults. Maybe it's because they have a different, you know, lifestyle. They look like this all the time, so they don't have to communicate with people as much. Maybe those social skills have dropped off. That's how I feel anyway. That's my personal view. I may be wrong. And I think something like this, I think could really give people social skills to overcome those barriers in confidence. And I'll give you some good examples, right? Me and Santa, my partner, my soon-to-be wife in like 70 odd days. Yay! We both have done this for a while, right? So we're confident, and you know, we don't mind putting ourselves up online. You know, sometimes we get some criticisms. It is what it is, right? But we both got day jobs, and in our day jobs we get asked to go and do things. Now we take it for granted. Like they said to me, Matt, can you go on stage and can you talk about a story that, you know, from a client that you've worked with? Yeah, no worries, I'll get up there and talk about it. Easy, as far as I know, right? That's the world calling to me. Santa's now starting to do LinkedIn lives because she brought it up to her company, something very, very basic, very easy, a bit like this format. And all of the people in her workplace are going, oh man, like it's the biggest thing in the world. So doing stuff like this through network marketing in a safe environment with the right people, the right support, I really think it could be a positive thing for lots of young people now to start breaking those barriers of fear, pushing past those, you know, those pain points where like, oh, I couldn't possibly do it. Because if you if you have ever seen Santa's very first network marketing video that she did, and it was I think it was a live or a product testimony. It was she's watching us. I know she's going to be like, "Don't you dare!" She was like this. Hi, I'm Santa Benga, and I was like, "Was this you?" Oh my god, you were awful, and I laughed. But do you know what? Now you see her a number of years on, and her confidence just holds herself differently. She's poised, she's elegant, and I do think that like your thing that you've talked about, confidence, is absolutely a key word for young people watching this who want to try something in that environment. And what a better way to do it with amazing products, skincare, and sort of beauty stuff to start off something nice as well, isn't it? So if somebody was to watch this and go, "I fancy a bit of this," how does that journey begin for somebody that's 16 and goes, "I don't know," how would they begin this journey?
So I would recommend they reach out to however they found it, because of course, like, we want to be fair and make sure they find the right upline and things, but equally also, like, that doesn't necessarily have to be your mum's friend, or because you want to be with somebody that's going to like connect to them and support them and like be on the same vibe as you, and that's totally fine as well. But however you then find Oriflame, if you don't know anybody, then obviously you found this live, so you know Matt. And then you would be sent a brand partner sign up link, and that would link you to your sponsor. So you would fill in your details. Again, if you're 16 to 18, you would then be required to give your parents details for them to give consent. And then we actually then have that £19 to sign up, and then it's a £10 renewal fee after 12 months. Again, you like £19 is like, when you compare like Netflix and Disney Plus and all of this like other things we pay for like in our lives, it's like, whoa, no, it's not really that much, is it? It's not even a McDonald's order now, like, which is gutting that McDonald's costs that much for like two people, but it's like, it's not even the amount of that. And then once you're all signed up, your sponsor will send you some information about like the welcome programs and things like that. You'll get added if you want to groups depending on what their line is. You know, some have different ways of doing it. But what I will say is, if you're 16 to 25, you'll also get sent the Origen community page. So you would then request to join that community, and it is monitored by myself and a couple of others, including a member of the head office team. So we've already got that super top line supervision throughout this chat and throughout this community. You would request to follow, we're currently on Instagram, you would request to follow the Instagram account, and we would message you back saying, "Hi, welcome to Origen, like, thanks for the follow. You're in the like amazing community of 16 to 25-year-olds. And then we ask for your brand partner number, your name, your date of birth, so that we know that everybody in that community is within that age range. Because of course we want to safeguard as well a little bit. Like, there's some things that these guys don't need to know yet, and they don't need to be talking about. But also then we know that everybody within that community is officially registered as an Oriflame brand partner. And if ever any of them leave, again, head office is monitoring that, so they would be removed from that community. So it is super safe and monitored in that way. And then once we've got that information, you get added to our like community chats and things. And we've done like live parties as Origen on Zoom and things.
Nice.
We hosted a little incentive, which the wonderful Natasha has won, and I need to send that to her, but she's won like a little starter bag with like some sample products and things inside it. So we genuinely like support each other, and we go live with each other. So if you're like, again, to that social skills and that confidence, a live and a video is just like a conversation. And what better way to practice that than going live with somebody else? So quite often you'll see, like, I know me and Faith, we go live quite a lot with each other. Just to genuinely chat. Like, we'll just be chatting about our week whilst doing our skincare and things. And I think that's such an important part. But anyway, that's like your kind of onboarding, as well as like all your welcome programs and things. But what I would say is, you just take it one step at a time. Like, there's all of this information available which can seem quite overwhelming if you get it all at once.
Yep.
But actually, if you take it piece by piece, and you know, little by little, it soon like all fits into place.
Amazing. Oh, that's so good. And if you explained it really, really well as well. I think anybody that is watching this either on replay, or maybe it's you've been sent this video because maybe somebody that sent you it thinks you could be right for Oriflame and the Origen community. I think you've set it up just right to give them an expectation of what is to come. But I've got one more question for you before we go. Okay. Let's talk money. Right. We know it's £19 to join. If I was 16, I think, you know, my mindset is if I'm going to do this, I want to earn some money, right?
Yeah.
I want to earn some money. What kind of money do you think this is possible to earn for these younger people? Are we talking like enough money to go out at the weekend? What kind of figures are we talking? Because I think people will want to know. These young kids might want to think, how much am I going to earn?
I think in terms of what Oriflame want everybody to think is it's endless. And of course, like the amount of work you put in, you of course can build to earn that big money. But I would say, yeah, you could earn the money to go out for a weekend. But I would also say the work you put in determines the work, like the you get, you know. Like if one video on TikTok when you first join and nothing else, no, you're not going to make any money because like, you know, nobody's going to buy from one video. But I would absolutely say there is the potential to earn what you want to earn. And like, I think the money for spending at the weekend is like the perfect example. I would never say like you jump straight into this to earn your full income. Like at 16, you should still be looking at like college, work, uni, whatever your like course is. But definitely that opportunity to earn that money for the weekend is 100% there. But also we have those bonuses, you know. So if you join this to become, you want to be in this world, not just for that little bit. You don't want to, if you want to recruit and you want to build, you know, we can get that £200 bonus at Platinum, which is like your fourth promotion in this business, you know, like that's one teamie and like so many sales, like potentially, you know, there is that potential. And there's bonus at team manager, you know, we know there's all these recruitment tiles that obviously the uplines and would send them. But I always recommend the Origen community, don't share what you don't use. Like you know, again, age wise, I'm 23. I'm not gonna advertise Royal Velvet or Age Revive because I don't need it. So why would I go, oh, do you know what, guys, like this is working wonders, look, I'm like wrinkle free. Well, I should bloody hope so at 23. Like
it's like you'll never see a video of me repping Duology, the hair shampoo. Well, I say that's a bit of a lie because there is one of me doing that.
But yeah, so I would 100% say like you share what you use. You know, our whole thing at Oriflame is that use, share, invite. You use the product, you share your experience, you invite people to join you on that journey, whether it's becoming a VIP customer, which is what we all will earn our commission from them signing up as that VIP customer, or whether it's joining you on the brand partner journey. That's how you're going to make your money.
Amazing. So if I get Zachary to start this in a few years' time at 16, that means I don't have to give him money at the weekend, right? If he's earning 200 quid off a bonus,
absolutely.
I'll get him on it. He can work with me. I'll teach him. It'll be great. Listen,
I've been trying to bully my sister to do it for like ages.
Honestly, I've got two nieces, right? One is 16 and one is 12. And I've approached the idea, but it's just so hard with family.
It's just so hard with family. I'm like,
girls, come on, just have a look. They're like, no, it's fine.
Do you know what? I think as well, it's with it. School is such a exciting, but also can be such a like, I don't want to use the word toxic, but like negative environment as well sometimes. And I think that would be maybe, you know, how we were talking about blockers earlier. Like, I think that is quite a big thing, like at 16, to go, okay, yeah, I'm gonna act like an influencer on like my TikTok and things. But actually, like, where do you think those people started? Like,
Yeah.
you know, acting stupid, people making like fun of them and things. And I think as well,
Yeah.
like, nobody wants to be a sheep. Like, why would you be a sheep when you could be a shepherd and lead the way for your friendship group to actually, you know, be able to go to these like galas or like holidays, man? Like, oh my gosh, I need to get on one of these trips. Like,
Yep.
I keep seeing everyone else go on them. I need to get
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah, Corfu's next, then we've got Paris, then Mauritius, I think it is. So it's not bad for a little side hustle, is it? I think this is I think personally, from my point of view as a parent and obviously as a brand partner within Oriflame, I personally think this is just an exceptional idea that Oriflame have taken hold of and run with. And it all came from feedback from the community saying we think we should lower it to 16. They listened. And actually, I don't know if you're aware, but they did a panel Q&A with a load of young adults and said, look, what do you want the future of skincare, makeup, and online beauty products to look like? And they said, well, we want to see testimonials. They want to see the age lowered. We want packaging delivered within 2 to 3 days, not a week. We want X, we want Y. And Oriflame sat up and went, okay, let's make it
Yeah.
happen. And they were true to their word, and they absolutely have delivered. They've under promised and over delivered on that big time. And this is, I personally think, this is the cherry on the top of everything they said they would deliver. So it's honestly, we are almost at time now. So I just want to personally say thank you to you, Nicola. You know, for dashing out of your class. Hopefully that 50-year-old's still not stuck up on the thing, and you've just got to go and you've forgotten about it. You're like, off, and she's hanging there with a hip replacement now. But listen, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you, and thank you for letting us inside the Origin world. It's been really eye-opening to hear the safety, the structure, the fun that can be had, and the confidence building that is available to young people if they decide to say, look, I'm going to give this a go. And if you are watching this and you aren't interested, if you've been invited by somebody to watch this, if you've been sent it by somebody and they're in Oriflame, go back to them and just say, look, I want to give this a go. If you know Nicola, and you want to work with Nicola and you've been thinking about asking Nicola for a while, just go and knock on her inbox and say, hey, I'm ready. And if you know me and Santa and you want to work with some old people, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. Nicola, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. Thank you so much. And guys, thank you for joining us on this Thursday evening. I'll leave you to the rest of your evening. Good night, everybody. And thank you for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.